What is up, everybody? What's
What's
up,
going
B?
What's going on, Rob?
How's that arm doing from that surgery, man?
It's getting. You know how it is. Hurt my fingers and move my fingers. It hurts.
Well, I'm glad you're getting better, brother. That's always a plus.
Oh yeah,
Got a pretty good show lined up tonight, man. What you think?
I'm ready, man. I'm excited about it. Be
Yes,
real
sir.
good.
I am so happy to have our guest coming on tonight. And a lot of things been going down in PD world, man. Parafamily and just a lot of stuff. But
Oh yeah.
we ain't gonna talk about that right now. We're going straight into the guest. So let's bring him on, Mr. Daryl Marston.
What's up, guys?
What's going
What's
on,
up,
Daryl?
bud?
Thanks for having me, man. I appreciate it.
It's an honor to
Man,
have you on here.
I ain't
Cool.
lying, man.
Very cool.
So, man, a lot of people out there has been asking about the buzz, and everybody's seeing the buzz, and that is the Paranormal Warehouse buzz.
Mm-hmm. That's the buzz, man.
That's the buzz. A lot of people talking about it.
Yeah. Dead Live. That's Paranormal Warehouse is the company that I'm co-owner of with my two of my partners, Chris and Mike. But Dead Live is what has really caught fire, man. It was basically just a thought back in late December, early January of this year, and it just caught fire, especially in the last couple months, where it's just steamrolling and picking up momentum, and it's a little hard to hold on to. Thank God, but it's all good. I love it, man. I love it. I love what we're doing over there. I guess I got a couple great people I'm working with. I got Chelsea Gill. You guys had her on the show. Ninth generation psychic, such a breath of fresh air. My partner Mike Diamond, co-owner of Paranormal Warehouse, with me. We're doing some work with Corbin Bentley as well. So yeah, we got this whole Dead Live tour that's 2023 tour that's coming out, which is very exciting. We're going to be all over this great country doing events, meet and greets, Q&As. Chelsea will be doing her gallery shows there as well, and plus some stuff she does, up in her hometown of Buffalo. Will be on the tour. But yeah, it's such a breath of fresh air to work with people that you really appreciate, and that motivate you and raise you up to another level. I mean, because you feel sometimes you get stuck on a certain level and you kind of plateau out for a while, and you're just kind of, but like working with these guys, these amazing people, it's just like it's really motivated me and lit a fire under me to keep moving forward and doing the good, doing good in this business. It's not all about just filming TV shows and things of that nature, but it's what we can do in the public, in the public eye. Like we kind of like did a dry tour. We're doing a dry tour right now, for the next couple of months. Where Chelsea and I, we actually did Red Mill last weekend in Jersey, with Get Haunted, Rob, and all these guys. It was a great start for it, man. Great turnout. People loved it. The gallery show was amazing. The investigation was amazing. And then on September 24th, we'll all be at Penhurst doing the world's largest. And then it'll be myself, Chelsea, Rob from Get Haunted. I think Corbin may be coming out as well, and so we'll be doing that, doing the world's largest ghost hunt from there. Rob will be emceeing it. Paranormal Warehouse, my company, will be producing it, and Dead Alive will be there. I'll be there with Chelsea and possibly Corbin, and yeah, and then I want to put this out there too. October 8th, Heartstuff Hall in Rockland, Mass, is where we're doing a big event as well. It'll be Chelsea and myself up there doing a big paranormal type meet and greet, Q&A, investigation. Chelsea will be on a gallery show there as well. So yeah, it's what you get to look forward to. And here in the next month or so, we're going to drop the dates for 2023, and you're going to see some big stuff happening. Right now, we're kind of putting it all together.
That's awesome. And speaking of the world's largest ghost hunt, we've even signed up this year. PD Region Paranormal will be doing the Hamlet Depot and Museum here in Hamlet, North Carolina this year. So
there you go. Thanks for the support, guys. It's going to be a good
oh
day.
yeah,
I'm excited. It's my first time ever doing the world's largest. I mean, I've heard of it. You know, it's kind of like whispers in the wind to me, where, you know, with what I was doing with working on ghost hunters and other stuff and other types of TV type things. And I really never, you know, got to do it. And I didn't even realize it'd been around for 7 years
Yeah.
until, you know, Rob reached out to me this year and was like, hey, you know, could you help out with this? And we were more than happy and honored by Paranormal Warehouse to come over there and help out and kind of hook up with them. And we've been working with them for several months now behind the scenes, getting stuff ready for this big day coming up here in the next couple weeks. And being part of Dead Live, you know, with Chelsea, myself, Mike, Corbin. Can't wait to get out there and do some filming. We'll be doing a live broadcast from Penhurst, so it'll be cool.
Yeah, it's gonna be awesome. We've been working a little bit with Rob and Michelle and all of them from the World's Largest as well behind the scenes. We put out a few promotional videos for them, and we've been advertising like crazy, trying to get more people to come up. I ran, you know, a big video about the deadline. You know, September 1st, you got to be signed up by September 1st, and
Yeah.
we got some good response out of it, man. They got some really good people signing up this year, so I'm happy. This is the first year for us to even be a part of it as well, so
Okay.
I'm really happy about that.
Very cool. Yeah, I'm excited, man. I don't know what to expect. I know what we're going to do on our end, on, you know, Paranormal Warehouse, and what, you know, with Rob and all those guys. I know our end's going to be tight. I got some great producers behind the scenes working on it with Todd and Rich. Rich is my agent, and Todd's one of the producers of Paranormal Warehouse and Dead Live. They're behind the scenes working on everything, and they'll be doing all the streaming and everything. So it's very exciting time.
Yeah, that's awesome. We loving it, man. We're actually dropping an event in October, and we're doing Rock the Ghost Walk in Hamlet, which is going to be a ghost tour and double paranormal investigation.
Very cool.
That's going to be pretty exciting for us as well. We got a pretty good bit of stuff going on with Parafam and PD and all of our teams that we work with. It's just a big community getting together, trying to make things right, like you said a while ago, doing good in the field, you know, just like what you're doing for the World's Largest, man. I commend you for that, dude. That is amazing.
I commend everybody who does it, man. I mean, all the teams that are signing up, all the people behind the scenes that you guys don't even hear about, and everyone who's going to be watching it. I commend you, because it's a good time. It's, you know, there's no narrative behind it. There's no editing. There's none of that stuff. It's raw in the moment investigating for all these teams from, you know, around the world, which is exciting to see.
Yeah, and it shows a different walk of life in the paranormal field, because no two people investigate the same. You know what I mean?
No,
everybody don't use the same equipment. So
I've in all the years I've been doing this, 17, almost 18 years, and all the places I've been, I've never seen two investigators alike ever. So
yeah. We've been rocking this stuff 28 years now, me and him, and we've worked side by side for a long time, and we still do not investigate the same. Working side by side, we have our own different tactics and methods.
Well, yeah, you get into that niche, man. You find yourself, you know, and sometimes it takes a while. Sometimes it can take 5 or 10 years. Sometimes it takes longer than that. I mean, I really just started falling into the niche I'm in right now, probably within the last 6 or 7 years, and it's because of like an experience I had in an investigation. And yeah, it's you find that niche and you build off of that. You grow with it. You're always picking up new routines and new experiments and ways of doing things. And sometimes you kind of let go of some things you did. But it's always reinventing yourself, man. And especially in this field, this ever-growing field, which is, you know, a pseudoscience, and you have to reinvent yourself to keep up with what's going on in the field, with all the new equipment coming out and new ways of investigating and, you know, all this other stuff. So reinventing yourself and finding your niche is a big thing, man. Doesn't happen overnight.
And once you find it, you know, the biggest thing that we can say, and I know you'll agree with this 100%, is stay true to it.
Yeah. Stay true. Just do it. Do your thing, man. Do it right. Stay in your lane. That's the problem in this field, man. A lot of people don't stay in their lane. A lot of people, there's a lot of hate. There's a lot of you know, bashing each other and things like that. We're all in this. There's room. There's plenty of room. You know, there's people coming along, and it's a shame, because you go to some of these events and stuff, and some of the people who show up for these events, or these people are just never investigated before, or maybe they're part of a team, or they just want to get out and investigate. And I guess they sometimes they see that negative side of things, and it kind of puts a damper on it. And I wish we could all just start getting along better, and kind of go for the same goal and not be so worried about what the guy to the right or left is doing. Just worry about yourself. Pay attention to yourself.
Yeah,
So
that's
true.
it, man. Like a lot of people says, some people get in the field, they get an ego, and they got goals other than what other people's goals are, and that's fine. Everybody's got their own goals. Do you? I ain't got no
Exactly.
problem with what anybody wants to do, but don't judge me because my goals ain't the same. Because my biggest thing with PD Region Paranormal, mine and Brian's group, 80% of our investigations are client based. Clients contact us; they're having issues in their home. We come in and we help them. That's it. I
Mhm.
ain't saying we find anything, but we help them, and that's
Right.
what means the most to us.
Yeah. And people don't realize too. I mean, it's when you're doing those kind of investigations you're talking about, client based. That's not a TV show. You can't film that in 40. You can't film that in a week and solve it and put it on a 43-minute TV show. That some cases take years to solve,
Yep.
and to find the evidence you need to kind of help the person. Sometimes it can take weeks, months, years. Some are never solved. And but the thing is, I think TV's kind of put that into people's heads. Like everybody can go in and investigate and knock out an investigation for like you do on a 43-minute TV show. It doesn't work that way. Sorry,
We wish it did.
right?
Brandon Johnson from Twisted Paranormal said, "Can't say enough good things about Daryl and Chelsea. I highly recommend everybody to attend one of their events."
Oh man, I appreciate that. Thank you, Brandon.
And Cody says, "Daryl is 100% on point. I've only been in for a few years and I have seen that in the field."
Thanks, Cody. Yes, yeah, it's unfortunate, and hopefully, with some of these newer people coming into the field, we can change that. And
That's
only
it.
only we can change that. And it is what it is. We'll get through it, man. It is.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's just like, we were running PD Region Paranormal forever. And then Brian came up with the idea, let's start Parafam. And I said, okay, what's your theory behind it? He said, Parafam, I want to be an organization where all teams can come together, share data, share equipment, share info, share team members, share everything, work together for the same goal. And that goal being the truth. And that's what created Parafam.
And that's it. I mean, that's what Dead Live's about. Dead Live's a cool name or whatever. People, it's got like a ring to it. But Dead Live is it's such a different type of event we do when we go to these locations. I mean, you come to our events, you got a gallery show with Chelsea Gill, ninth generation psychic. People get to sit down with Chelsea for an hour and have her tell you things that are mind blowing. And then you get to go do like a Paranormal 101 with myself or whoever else is there, where you go over equipment, you talk about different types of routines and ways of doing things, investigating, and then and all before that you're doing a Q&A meet and greet type situation, and then you jump into an investigation overnight. And like the one we just did, man, it ran for almost 12 hours, 10 hours. But it was a lot. I mean, we even had a campfire at the end of the actual event, the last 2 hours of the thing, where we sat around and told ghost stories. Like people asked us our craziest paranormal investigations and stories, and then we let them tell theirs. And people actually camped out. They broke tents. They stayed overnight. So like
That's
our events
awesome.
are completely different than what's going on out there. I mean, it's the it's what all of us came together. We had this idea, Mike and I from Paranormalwarehouse, and it steamrolled into something else, started snowballing, and Chelsea's involved, and this person's involved, and that, and we all put these ideas in there, and we made this. And we're still adding stuff here and there. I mean, every event's gonna be a little bit different, of course, depending on what the location, but you have all these great minds in the business coming together and and spitballing these ideas. Some are some we don't use, some we do use, some work, some don't, but we build off of it. And to come in and do a gallery show with a very well-known psychic medium, ninth generation at that, who's very well respected in the business, and to actually get to investigate with people from, you know, paranormal, from TV or whatever. It's a big deal for people, and people love it, man. It's a good time. You know, they get to hang out with us. You know, and it's just like hanging out with family, man.
That's it.
Yeah.
Raymond Newsom said, Daryl, I can't wait to meet you in November, man. I'll be there in Williamson.
I can't wait either, man. That's an amazing location. The Old College Hill Hospital. I was there back in December of last year. Actually, Chelsea was there as well, and it was me, Mustafa, Kristen, and Chelsea. We did a event there, and I tell you, that place was a breath of fresh air. I tell everybody who asks me about that location, it is the next Waverly Hills by far, easy, hands down. It is so insane, active wise. Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. Well, this podcast, we're not really the type to drill with questions, but there is a couple questions that our fans was wondering about you.
Yeah.
And one of them being, what happened to actually get you into the paranormal field? Was it an experience, or you just decided I want to do it?
A couple of things, actually. I grew up in a haunted house, but I was so young I don't remember it. I was like 6 when we moved out of there. I just remember the stories my parents would talk about, and my grandparents as well. But what really got me into it, like I was always interested. Like, you know, when I was coming up, I didn't even know what a ghost hunter or a paranormal investigator was, man. My mom actually got invited to, or she won tickets or something to a paranormal investigation at a place here where we live in Delaware called Fort Delaware. And she didn't have anybody go with her. So she asked myself and my stepsister if we would go. I'm like, what the hell? What? This is back in 2005. To set the time frame. And so I didn't know what to expect. I kind of watched a couple of the shows before, but it wasn't my thing. So I went there, and we did the whole, long story short, we go on the investigation. There's like 7 or 8 of us, or no, probably wouldn't have. It's like 6 of us plus the tour guide. And I actually witnessed with my own 2 eyes a half body apparition. Standing probably 10 feet away from me. I'm standing there. They're kind of like, I'm talking to everybody, like they're talking to me, and I'm looking over my stepsister's shoulder, and there's a guy standing there in the hallway, and all I could see was from his shoulders up. That's it. That's why I knew I wasn't seeing a human being, or a living human being, I should say. And I remember like his face is ingrained in my head, like it's just like in my mind. I can picture it right now. This is 16, 17 years ago. He had maybe shoulder length, very scraggly, dirty hair, a very disheveled beard, and I remember in his beard there was like debris, like dirty leaves and stuff like that, just like dirt. It just very like he hadn't taken a bath in maybe 6 months. So he was there for maybe 10 to 15 seconds, and he kind of like shrunk down to a ball and just was going. I've never experienced anything like that. I didn't even tell anybody who I was with that night. But all I knew was when I left there that night, I wanted to recreate and figure out what I saw. And that's how I got into it. Man, I was hooked. Like I was hooked from that second. Boom. This is what and I never thought it would lead me to where I'm at. I just started doing it part-time on the weekends, once a month, finding a local place to go, and then it started building a little bit more. I would go to Gettysburg with my wife and stuff. At the time we were dating. And it kind of grew off of that, man. And the next thing I know, I'm doing podcasts and live streams. And 10, 15 years later, I'm, freaking flying the country filming for ghost hunters as the lead investigator. It was how it happened, man. It's not something I tried to do. I fell into it by accident. I Forrest Gump my way through this whole thing, man. I ain't gonna lie. Yeah. It wasn't like I set out one day that I'm going to be on TV. I'm going to be on Ghost Hunter. I'm going to be dude. It was it's been a blessing. It's opened a lot of doors up for me. I've met a lot of amazing people. I've worked with a lot of amazing people, and I'm doing something I love, man. It's and I'm working with some I'm working with probably some of the best people I've ever worked with right now. And that's not me just saying that. They're so skilled at what they do and are so good at what they do. It's exciting to me. It's kind of like I got into that rut for a while for the last 3, 4, 5 years where, I'm just like, okay, where am I going next? They send me a flight and I fly off to there. But now I'm excited. I'm excited again to do what I'm doing and to see where it takes us. And there's some really cool stuff coming down here in the next several months. So yeah, I'm excited about it.
That's awesome. Jonathan Katoya said, "Hey fellas, beard game is strong tonight. Hey, order you some of Daryl's beard oil. You can do the same."
Yeah, I actually cut mine, man. Monday, I think it was. I actually cut like 5 or 6 inches off of it. Yeah, it's like a lot shorter than it was.
Raymond Newsom said, "No matter what's going on with me, I'm just me, and I love to support everyone. Some love and support the way they deserve. We're not here to compete with each other. We're just extensions of a whole." That's right, brother.
Yep. Well said. Yep.
Sherry said, "It is a hard day in the UK. Yeah, they lost their queen today. My condolences, Sherry."
Yep, absolutely.
Let's see. So, another question that was asked that people was kind of curious of, being a paranormal investigator, as most of us are, we're not famous. We're trying our best to get evidence. Do you recommend somebody shooting for the TV goal or just staying with the program and doing your own thing?
I mean, it's always up to. I mean, it's a hard game, guys. I'm not going to say here and lie. It's a hard game getting on TV. I didn't try. It was an accident. It's not something I shot for. It just happened one day. I got a phone call. It happened to see me on a podcast. I was doing a live stream, and they liked my work. And I would, if I was people, what I would do these days is stick to gotta build yourself up first, man. You gotta get your feet underneath there. You become a really good investigator and to stay in your lane, man. Put out content. If that's what you want to do. If you want to get your name out there, and you can build a good audience off of that, man. You really can. And if that's your game to be in this business is to build an audience or whatever, that's a good way to do it. If you're just in this for the love of it, which a lot of us are, just that because it's something it's a passion of ours. Once again, you don't always have to be part of a team. For a long time, for almost the first 8-9 years I did this, it was just me, and my wife would go with me on occasion, and but it's something you could do by yourself, build your credentials, and do that. That's what I was doing. If it's meant to happen, it'll happen. Just put yourself out there.
So Jonathan's got a question for you here, and it's actually a decent one. How did investigating change for you when you went from doing your own thing to having to investigate with producers in your ear?
It's not the same. It's not the same at all. It's a whole different. I mean, I can tell you what filming for a TV show is. It's a lot of hurry up and wait. A lot of long days. I mean, you guys are only seeing 43 minutes of a week of us on an actual location. You're seeing just tidbits of every bit of the investigation. We would do what's called runs, and a run is an investigation. It could last an hour, hour and a half, and there's sometimes you would do 5, 6, 7 runs in one night, just you and whoever you're teamed up with.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of hurry up and wait. That's the hard part. You can get to a set and you can be sitting there literally 5 hours before you ever get a chance to investigate, or even walk out the door because you're waiting for your camera op to be done with someone else to come with you, or to have the location to yourself, depending on how big it is. Like doing the bigger locations, like a Waverly Hills or a Fort Mifflin, or Fort Stanton, or one of these places, it's easier because you have so many different locations on that particular property where you can just spread out and you're not contaminating the other teams. And you have a bunch of camera guys and audio people. So those were the easier ones, but the smaller locations, you're sitting in an RV or you're sitting in some room somewhere for hours just waiting, and it's rough, man. It's not the same.
Yeah. Brian and them, they cut a promo for a TV show one time, and the cameras were like right here the whole time. I mean, they were all up in your grill.
There's no such thing as privacy, man. And you got to really watch what you say, you do, because you are on camera pretty much every minute of the day, except for when you're in your hotel room sleeping. And even then, they want you like filming stuff, while you're doing that. So it's there's not a lot of privacy. I can tell you right now, for anybody looking to do it, if that's your goal, it's literally 99.9% work and 0.1% is glamour. It really is.
Yeah. I've never been interested in pursuing that side of it. My side of it really is just growing the field, man. I'm creating equipment. Me and Brian's got Paratech Laboratories up and running.
Very cool.
We're trying to come up with new equipment that's not in the field yet. We don't want to sell K2 meters. We don't want to sell EMF meters and stuff like that. We want new stuff, and that's what we're working on developing.
Oh, good. Good for
So
you.
we got a lot going on over here. Brian Cody said, I'm feeling some paranormal hot seat vibe with these questions. Jonathan wrote us a book.
Good Lord.
He said, I feel like TV shows doesn't really show what investigating is all about. Like when you do an event, I guess he meant event, you have people come in expecting the walls to bleed and chairs to be thrown. And if they don't have that, they get frustrated, which hurts small teams like us doing events with investigation.
Yeah, it's a tough one, man. Events, I've done so many of them. I've kind of like mastered it in a way because it's more entertaining to be. Yeah, it's probably a little bit easier for somebody like me, because I've got the TV part of me in the back of me where people want to, but want to hang out with you and investigate. But it's hard, man. You got to do a song and dance, and you got to keep people entertained, and that's what it's all about. Really, you're not reinventing the wheel at an event. You don't have the time. You got 6 hours maybe to get in there, do whatever you got to do, and try to keep everybody there happy. And a lot of times that's very, very hard to keep everybody happy. It really. There's always one or two, and even at some of my events, yeah.
Jason said we're just he's one of the co-founders of PIMP Paranormal Pimp. He said we're just happy being on YouTube and doing our own thing, and that's what a lot of people's happy with.
Do your thing, man. Do your own thing. Stay in your lane. Do you. Don't worry about anybody else. Don't worry about going on TV. If it's meant to happen, it will happen. I mean, you manifest that energy and put it out there. It's going to happen. It's just don't worry about it. Don't try to go out and throw everything at some producer and expect to be on a TV show next week. It doesn't work that way, unfortunately.
Yeah, it's like Cody just said: equipment, fun, and passion for the field.
That's right.
Go.
Love doing what you do.
That's it. Yes, Laura, we can see you. Laura says she's interested in having her show. She is a spiritualist. She does read psychic. Well, I ain't gonna say psychic. She does spiritual readings and stuff. So.
Right.
And I'm not talking about anything negative about it. If you want to do a show, by all means, do a show. It's just not for everybody. It's not for me, but it was for y'all. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. I mean, everybody. You do you, man. That's it. Whatever you want to do it, man. Pursue it. You got a dream to be on TV, do it. I'm just telling you from my perspective of being there and doing it. I've been on both sides of this game for a long time, and I know. But if it happens, it happens, man.
And see, Jonathan's comment here, he's pretty much saying what you're already doing, Daryl. He said, I think a good event should always include a time where people just hang out and talk about their experiences and get to know each other on a different level than the paranormal. You were talking about the campfire and sitting around and ghost stories and camping out. What better way to do that? You
Yeah,
know?
they had a blast, man. I loved it. That was the most exciting part of the night for me to actually be able to sit there with these people who come and pay good money to hang out all night, and just everyone just tell their stories, man. And we did that for like 2.5 hours. It was
Yeah.
it was so much fun. Yeah.
We did a joint investigation 2 weekends ago at the Trivet Clinic in Hamptonville, North Carolina,
Right.
with First Line Paranormal, which is Cody, who's in the chat. And we got some really good investigating done. But man, whenever we get the cameras rolling, everything's in the house rolling, we all go outside, leave it alone. That was some of the funnest times, just sitting out there talking and having a ball, man. I
Yeah.
loved it.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Like some of the funnest times I've ever had investigating is just sitting like at base camp and hanging out and just shooting the shit and having a blast. And it's like some of the best memories that you have, man. And sometimes, when you're doing that, that's when stuff starts kicking off on the paranormal side of things. Because
Exactly.
and the problem is, and this is what I try to tell people at these events, especially people who've never done it before, they're really new in the field of investigating. They're so used to coming into a location and almost grilling and interrogating whatever's there, if there's anything there at all. And okay, it's like, I think of it this way, and this is how I try to explain to people. What if someone came in your house while you're sitting there and started interrogating you? Would you respond? Maybe, probably not. You tell them to get the hell out.
Yeah.
Or
mind your business.
would it be more inviting for somebody or something, if there's something there, for you to invite yourself in, sit down, and have a normal conversation and not ask a bunch of what's your name, where you're from, what year is it, blah, 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 and have an actual conversation. Set a recorder down while you're talking and just see if something chimes in, because a lot of times that it'll happen. If there's something there, it'll start chiming in on the conversations you're having.
Yep.
So that's one of the things I try to teach people. Sometimes it's kind of hard to do it at an event because there's time limits. Sometimes it's like 45 minutes to an hour. You're going to be out with a couple of people, but that's the best way to do it.
Yeah. Raymond said, Brian, that he can't wait to see what we do with Paratech. It's going to be awesome.
Oh yeah, I'm excited.
And Sherry said that was an awesome investigation we did with First Line. Jonathan said he loves the interactive part of your show. It's truly a show for the viewers by the viewers.
That's a good compliment.
And Jonathan said Brian frying his tater tots.
Yeah, I plead the fifth on that one. That was by mistake.
You should have seen that, Daryl. He brought one of those shock potatoes that you throw around, and every so many seconds it'll shock whoever catches it.
Yeah.
He had it in his hand, and he wasn't paying attention. He cut it on high by accident, and he set it in his lap to get his bait. When he set it in his lap, it shocked his private hood. He come up out that chair. I thought he fell. Oh, Lord. Somebody from PD Region Paranormal said, when are you coming to join us? I don't know who said that.
That ain't me.
Jason said, we usually go off on tangent conversations during an investigation, and that's usually when things happen.
Yeah. Yeah, it does. It does. Because, you're just having a conversation. It's like, you're saying you're sitting around, the water cooler at work and talking about the weekend. And all of a sudden, your buddy kind of chimes in. He's over there. And this person chimes in. Everyone's chiming in. It's just the same thing. Most likely it's a human spirit that's there. And it's going to chime in. It was living human spirit just like us, just like we are right now. And it has interest in things. It's loved, it's hated, and it's lived all the same things we have. And it's going to be easier to talk to if you do that instead of trying to interrogate it.
That's right.
Cody said we didn't play it after all, since all the fun was shocked out of Brian. Talk about the death nut shock syndrome. Yeah, we did the death nut challenge, the new one. And then Jonathan, he did one of those Pocky chip challenges. That's what we do when we go to investigation, because we've realized if we're in there and we got equipment, we're running around, we're trying our best to catch evidence, 90% of the time we're not going to catch nothing. But if we put the equipment down, let it record, let the equipment work, let it do its thing, and we back away and we have a good time and we experiment with new things while the equipment is working, the equipment will do its job.
Yeah.
It will catch the stuff.
Yeah.
And, like you said a while ago, you got to think of it like a person. If you walk in a room and these two people are arguing all the time, you're not aimed to say nothing. But if I walk in a room and you and Brian's in there and y'all having a conversation and laughing and joking and cutting up and having a good time, then I want to interact. I want to talk into that conversation. So, yeah, absolutely. I understand completely.
Yeah, absolutely.
Jason said 1 chip challenging the death nut. That was a funny night to watch. It was. And so we like to do stuff like that on investigations too. Brian will come up with a little challenge or idea for the team, just to take everybody's mind away from the investigation and have a good time, chill out, and we'll film it and put it on YouTube, put it on Facebook, TikTok, wherever, just to get people something else to see. And it puts our mind state into a different place where when we do go back to investigation, you ain't walking around Billy Bad Investigator. You're walking around as a person, with not a lot of them bad feelings. And it was it's just how we do things.
That's how you should do it. I mean, that's the best way to do it. Don't go in there and try to push stuff around and act like you own the place. I mean, this is their home. This is where they live.
That's it.
Coming in and do that to you.
That's right.
Yeah, somebody come in my house trying to tell me what to do. They had a bad day.
Right.
I pay the bills. Now, if they want to pay the bills, they can tell me what to do.
If you want to pay that mortgage payment, come on in, do your thing. But
I ain't lying. So, Paranormal Warehouse, do y'all stream just investigative things there? Is they podcast there? What's going on with Paranormal Warehouse?
Paranormal Warehouse started out in 2011 as basically a all-in-one for podcasters and live streamers to come to and to put out their shows. A lot of talk shows like we're doing right now, a lot of psychic mediums shows, tarot card, you name it. And it went on like that for a good 10 years. And then we changed the format about 2 years ago, where we started getting more into ad content for companies like Ravensburger and like Death Witch Coffee and of that nature, and putting out ad content like some of these games. I don't know if you see them behind me, like Gargoyles, Aliens, Horrified, Echoes. They're all games that we did for Fox, for Disney, a couple other companies through Ravensburger for ad content. It's more, Paranormal Warehouse is not just paranormal, when it comes to like ghosts and stuff of that nature. It's aliens, cryptids, true crime, you name it, horror. So there's a lot of aspects of it, but that's what we've been really doing with it. And we've been filming some of our own stuff for we had a show called Epic Haunts we did for a while. And then Dead Live was kind of conceived like literally about 10 months ago, and it really has it started out us building a show, a streaming show, and with a paywall to it, and then we decided to get rid of the paywall maybe I think it was like April or May, and then we started just hey, we're going to do it all through content and all through sponsor driven through different companies. And like I said, over the summer, especially literally last month is when it really caught fire. We've already been on like Pop Culture Magazine and things of that nature with the show and talking about it and everything. So it got kind of it was gaining momentum, and now it's on fire. This whole Dead Live, the Dead Live tour was born not that long ago. And it's all dropping in 2023. Dead Live it's getting so big it's hard to keep up with, and so it's crazy, man, to watch it grow. It was conceived in January and basically born September of this year when it really gave birth, August and September, and now you're going to watch this thing grow and even get bigger and bigger and bigger every month, and it's exciting to watch, man.
Yeah. Well, I'm happy for you, man.
Oh, yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
Cody's got a question for you. He said, Daryl, do you like investigating with a team a majority of the time, or do you like getting close and personal and investigating solo?
I like keeping it around one or two people, to be honest with you, when I'm like being serious as an investigator. Like events, it's hard to do. Literally, most events, you run at you every hour, you're with another 10 or 15 different people because they're switching you up through the different groups. But like if I'm out investigating, like doing a show or doing my own thing, I like to keep it around 2 to 3 people at most.
Yeah, that's awesome. I think Facebook user, I think that's Laura Gaetano. She said, I was a part of Paranormal Warehouse.
Okay, very cool.
Hello from Tokyo, Miss Irene. How you doing?
Hi, Miss Irene.
Tokyo.
And Laura said, that's a good problem to have, growth. Miss Irene's got a question from you coming from Tokyo. Is there a place that has made you physically sick?
Yes, a couple. Anderson Hotel in Kentucky, and a place I actually wrote a book about that's coming out next September, the House of Wills in Cleveland. That's that.
Awesome.
That's that poster back there. That's the cover. That's the working cover for the book.
Nice.
Can't wait for it to come out, man.
Yeah, thank you. I'll actually be going to England in September of next year to promote it. September 14th through the 17th or 18th.
That's awesome, man. So Laura says, have you ever caught anyone faking evidence?
Yeah. No comment.
Oh, the House of Wheels is the funeral home I told you about. Okay, I got you. She says I've been there. Daryl. That's Daryl from DNTV, I think. And where can I get a copy of your book, Irene?
It will be in everywhere books are sold starting August and September of next year, 2023. It's in publishing right now with the publication company. So I'm excited. It's been a long time. It's a location. I'll give you a little bit of what happened. I went to this location 7 years ago, investigated, and I'm talking about the House of Wills in Cleveland. I was very not prepared for it. And it's the only place I've ever investigated out of the hundreds and hundreds of places I've been where it didn't feel like the location was haunted, but the location was a living entity, a living, breathing organism that was able to feed off of the energy of the people who actually entered that building whenever it felt like. And it played havoc on my life for a good 3 or 4 months afterwards. So I talked about this for 5 or 6 years straight on different radio shows, podcasts, live streams, on TV. And everybody kept asking me, hey, you should write a book about it. You should write a book about it. And I was like, I'm good. I don't want to really relive it. And finally, last summer, I had a little bit of time because of COVID. I was kind of sitting at home for a few months, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to write this book. And I sat down one night for whatever reason, and I just started writing, and I didn't stop for 3.5 months. So I stopped in like September. I started in early June, and so I have this book I wrote, and I kind of put it to the side, like I'll figure out something to do with it later. So I started like in late November, early December this past year, started pitching it to publication companies. And Llewellyn Publications worldwide actually was very interested in the book. And they're like, hey, okay, this is great. We want to sign you, but you still have to write like another 17,000 words. So I'm like, okay. And you have until this date.
Oh, wow.
It was like March 31st. And I think it was February when they signed me, when they eventually signed me. I'm like, okay, so I got to sit down and write almost a whole nother 20,000 words, which 20,000 words is a lot. I mean, you're talking extra chapters. So I sat down and I really dug into it for about a good month or so, and beefed up all the chapters and added some chapters and put a lot more into it. And so yeah, and then finally they gave the green light on the project. I think it was April, and yeah, so that's where it's at. So they're slating it for September 15th of 2023.
Yeah.
There'll be an early release too. They like online release, so yeah. I'll be putting more out about it as I know.
Awesome. Facebook user says the guy who owns House of Willis, Eric Freeman, is a Satan lover.
Yeah, he's a Satanist. He's a high priest of the new satanic church. Yes, he is.
Gotcha. Irene said you should try to go to the Peace Museum
Nagasaki.
in Nagasaki. Now, if you don't have a strong gut, you will get sick like I did. The Atomic Bomb Museum.
Oh, very cool. That sounds interesting. Thank you. Well, who was that from? Sorry,
Irene over in Tokyo.
Irene. Thank you, Irene.
Oh, that was Laura. That's the place I was going to take the civil rights poster, but didn't because I felt it would bring something home with me.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. The civil rights posters are up, and there's a bunch of them. Yeah, from the mid to early '60s. Yeah.
Gotcha. Well, man, shoot, sounds like you just been slammed. You know, every time I cut the computer on, you're everywhere.
I had last night. They're like, every time I go to Instagram, all I see is you. And I'm like, I'm sorry, I don't mean to. I mean,
oh, I love it. Shows everybody that you're busy and you're doing your thing, and that's what it's all about, man.
Yeah, and for people who really know me, they're like, I hate social media, and it takes a lot for me to do it. Like, once I start doing it, I'll start posting almost every day out there, just putting out what's going on and where we're at with certain projects. But when there's times like I take a little bit of a break, my breaks are for like months, like 3-4 months. You don't hear from me. All of a sudden, I just pop because I get it. It's just so it just wears you down, man. Social media, it really does.
Jason said when I was in the military, I visited that museum in Nagasaki, and it was pretty somber feeling being a U.S. soldier in there.
Oh wow!
And then Facebook user says, Daryl, do you know the history of the House of Wheels?
I do. I do know the history of the House of Wills. It's all in the book. Yes, it is. The problem with the history of the House of Wills, you can sit there and look it up. You can Google it online and stuff of that nature, and you can find some of it. But there's a lot of history that it's kind of like how I want to explain it, like clouded in mystery. There's some things that are not able to be proven that happened, and there's a lot of things. So yeah, it's all in the book. There's a whole 2 chapters of the history. How it all started, who built the location. It was built by a Freemason, and then it turned into it was a German social club. It was this, it was that. It was so many different things over the years until its closing in the early to mid 2000s, and then it sat for a good almost 7-8 years until Eric Freeman bought it.
Yeah. Laura said, did you see all the letters and stuff that people left behind? She said, I don't want to give it away, but I am going to buy your book for sure.
I appreciate it. Yeah, it's exciting book, and that's I'm not just saying that because I wrote it. It's not just what you got to understand with this book. It's a true story that happened. There's eyewitness reports to it. There's a lot of witnesses who signed off on the book. Even some of the evidence from the book that I actually have video and still photos will be posted on my website when it comes out, so people can kind of go back and reference it. And then there's it's one of the scary things about it is, and this is what people always ask me my scariest experiences and my paranormal experiences, and I always tell them it's usually when paranormal collides with the living. And what I mean by that is when there's people who are doing satanic rituals or trying to use sigils and things of that nature to conjure up things.
Is that Laura means by this question, this right here, Jesus and Mary cut in half.
Yeah. There's a lot to that. It's it's interesting. It's more of a paranormal / horror true crime book. It's not just paranormal, and it's what some of these places can actually do to you if you're not prepared for them. People realize that they think they can just go in and honestly, most of these haunted locations you go to, 99.9% of them are very, they're very okay. People can go into them and not have a problem. But there's ones out there, and it's not just House of Wolves. There's a few out there that you can go to, and if you're not prepared for it, or you're bringing in baggage. When I say baggage, and I tell everybody this, if you're having marital problems, financial problems, you have depression, don't go to these kind of places, because the energy in these locations will feed off of that, and they will use it against you.
Right.
If you got baggage, just don't go, guys. I don't suggest anybody go to this place anyway, as far as to investigate. I've actually been invited back there, and I'm supposed to go back there and film after I even said in my book I would never go back there. So we'll see. But it's all in the book. Like I said, it's a very interesting read. So
yeah, I'm gonna be sure to read that.
Oh yeah.
Jonathan's got something here for you. He said, I respect that the lights of the camera didn't get too bright for you and you never lost who you were. Before I watched you at the Gettysburg Bash with Rob, you never made it about yourself. You stood back and watched and listened. It's where I found out Rob asked spirits to say peanut butter, and it actually said it back.
It did. I mean, who's that? I'm sorry.
Jonathan, one of our PD region team members.
Okay, yeah, that was it was interesting. Yeah, I don't try to make this stuff about me, man. People ask me to show up somewhere, I show up and I do my thing. But it was a good time. Yep.
Yeah, Laura said over Cleveland trying to kill Eric because of his conjuring, etc.
Yeah,
that man's got a lot going on over there, don't it?
That's all in the book too.
Yeah. So we definitely got to read that book for sure.
Oh yeah.
But I know you got to get out of here at 8. We got about 5 minutes left before we go. How about tell the people where they can find you at, where they can actually view your content or keep up with you if they just want to keep up with what you got going on with your events and stuff.
Yeah, absolutely, man. I'm out there everywhere, man. But go to www.paranormalwarehouse.com for all the business type stuff we're doing with events and things of that nature. As far as like the Dead Live Tour stuff, the Dead Live Tour 2023, all that information will be dropping soon. You can go at Chelsea Gill. She has a lot of stuff on her site. All my stuff is on my link tree. If you go to Daryl Marston, like especially my Instagram page, my link tree is on there. You can hit on that. It'll take you to all my pages. And yeah, guys, the big thing right now, man, look out for this Dead Live Tour, man. It's exciting. These places that we're getting ready to drop on you guys, it's all over the country. I mean, you're talking everywhere, not just centralized East Coast. It's everywhere. So, and there's more getting added every day. I have a meeting tomorrow around 5:00 with a really cool location in New Orleans that wants us to come out there and do a Dead Live show as well. So we're going to nail that one down and add to the tour, but there'll be a whole tour list coming out here, hopefully by the end of October, if not before. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Good deal.
I'd love to see you come down and do the Hamlet Train Depot that we're going to be doing for the world's largest. You'd have fun there.
It sounds like it, man. Maybe we can add that to the list. North Carolina, correct?
Yep.
Yeah, we'll be down that way. I don't want to say too much. Maybe July 1st.
Yeah. There.
Just saying.
Yeah. Hey, we can make it happen, man, for sure.
Yeah, maybe we can do a little bypass there and stop by.
Yeah, it'd be awesome. And Daryl's link for Paranormal Warehouse and stuff, I also got in the description. You also check the description out if you want those links that are in there.
Yeah, don't forget, guys. September 24th, world's largest, man. All these great teams from all around the world are going to be going live for 24 hours. Myself, Chelsea Gill, Rob from Get Haunted, and possibly Corbin from Dead Live will all be at Penhurst going live for a good period of time. And then at some point in the night, we're going to Chelsea and myself have to break off and do the VIP for Penhurst, and that's like 4 hours. And that'll be Rob's going to actually be streaming that for us as well. So yeah, there's a lot of cool stuff. And then once again, like I said, our next big event after that is going to be October 8th. We'll be up in where am I going to be at Hartsuff Hall in Rockland, Massachusetts. I heard great things about this location. Actually, Warner Paranormal is putting on this event, so there'll be a gallery reading with Chelsea, Q&A, and meet and greet with both of us. There'll be an investigation of the location. It's just going to be a great time. It's kind of like the soft kickoff of Dead Live. We actually did that at Red Mill, but this is going to be like the fall version of it. And so yeah, I'm excited, man. It's going to be a good time.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Johnson said July 1st is pretty specific to say maybe down here.
I'm just saying. Yeah, maybe July 1st. You might see us in North Carolina at a big ship, but yeah, I don't know. We'll see.
You're gonna be at that big ship. You ain't gonna be but about 45 minutes to an hour from us.
I love that big ship.
Yeah,
I ain't lying.
Yeah, I'm just putting that out there. You didn't hear from me.
Johnson said, "Isn't Myrtle's plantation down in New Orleans?" Yes, it is. Louisiana.
Yeah, Myrtle's is down there. Yeah.
I tell you though, man, we enjoyed watching it when you was on Ghost Hunters. You and Grant, all of you did a great job.
Thank you.
I kind of miss watching y'all, man. I ain't gonna lie to you, I miss it.
Yeah, I hear it all the time, man. It was a great time. I had a great go, and I wouldn't change it. But I tell you, I ain't gonna lie, I'm more excited about where we're going right now because I think it's going to be pretty phenomenal what you guys are going to see here in the next 6 months to a year. So
that's awesome, man.
Just hang in there and stay tuned, guys. There's big stuff coming.
I'm excited.
Well, if we can ever get a break in your schedule, I'd love to have you hit up a stellar event with us, man. I'd love to bring you in on that.
Well, hey, you send us a date. Chelsea, myself, and the other guys will sit down. We'll figure it out, and we'll come up and do an event with you.
Yeah, we would love that, man, because I've always wanted to investigate with you after watching your methods and how you did things on TV, plus watching what you're doing off of TV now. I love your style, man.
I appreciate it. Man, absolutely, man. We would love to come do an event with you guys. Hell yeah, we'll make it part of the Dead Live tour.
Yes, sir. Daryl said, Parafam, thanks for everything, Daryl.
Thank you guys for watching and coming out here and all the great questions and comments, man. It's awesome. I love it.
Jonathan says, "See, I told you the lights never got too bright."
It never did. I'm the good old boys. I'm just like you guys. I'm a suburban redneck, and I never let LA get to me, man. I saw that, Yeah, it's all beautiful glitz and glamour and all that, but I know my roots. I know where I came from, and I know where I love being, man. It's like right here. Yeah.
What's up, Dedrick? Yeah, I mean it's amazing and so overwhelming to see that you are like that, because a lot of people, and we got some really close friends. We got some really close friends into the TV business right now. Like the Wraith Chasers. They're just like you. Right. They're laid back. They're chill. Hey, we'll do whatever we can do to help. We'll work together. I love that. But then you got some that they get on TV for a couple seasons and, how much would you charge us to join this event? $5,000 a night.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what?
Oh, I see it, dude. Big events, man. It's kind of it's shocking to see some of this shit.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Then you got like Mike and Chris, they're doing all these events with Haunted Night Weekends with Brandon and Lyle and them, and then they're doing with Chad Moore and at Ghost Hunt Weekends. Plus, they're doing the Wraith Tour 2022. They're getting ready to head back to the UK. They're never home. Their schedules are always crazy. They're always on the road. If you go on TikTok and look up Mike, gun cows. Every TikTok he's got is pretty much them driving down the road, having fun.
Yeah.
So
man, it's all about the journey.
That's it.
It's all about the journey getting there. It's all about the people you meet along the way, the people you help, and there's people who fall off.
That's it.
That's the nature of life, man. People come, people go, but you just keep doing your thing. You keep pointing straight ahead, due north or south or where the hell you're heading, and you'll get there. And next thing you know, you look behind you, there's no one left, man. Just do your thing.
That's right.
So hey to your sissy, Brian.
What's up, sister?
But yeah, I'm really glad to see that there is people like you and Mike and Chris, and that don't mind coming on somebody's podcast like this who's really nobody, but we're good in our little town here. We're well known in our town, but we don't go outside of that. You know what I mean?
I was known on the lower on the circuit, and then when as soon as you go to TV, you get catapulted to a whole nother level. But I never lost that, man. I know where I came from, and I knew it's opened a lot of doors for me. I know what it's done for me. I've been very blessed, and that's not just because of what my skill set. Believe me, I'm not that great. It's because that man upstairs, man, the man above wanted it for me. So I know that.
That's right.
I am not stupid, because if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't even be here right now.
Amen to that.
Yeah.
Jonathan says some people forget where they started and how much an event like that would help keep investigating haunted location. Prices have skyrocketed.
Yeah, it's insane, man. Some of these prices you get thrown at you, especially you see a lot of that when we're setting up for this tour coming up in 2023. You're like, wow, really? Okay, well, we're gonna skip that one, guys. Maybe next time. Sorry, but
yeah. You ever heard of a place up here called Cowpens Battlefield?
I have not. No.
Tell him about Cowpens, Brian. Oh, Hank barking.
Yeah, they let him in the room.
Oh, he's fine. Just love on him. He'll be all right.
Yeah, Cowpens is a Revolutionary War battlefield. I don't think it's ever been investigated before. I've been trying to get it for a long time, so I got to go ahead. I'm gonna send up all the documents, see if we can get in.
Oh, very cool.
It's one of those places where you got to have $2 million insurance policies and all kind of stuff. But we got everything we needed took care of, and we're going to try to do it and film it and get it out there for everybody to see, because it might be a place that you might want to add. It might be a place that any team out there wants to add. Be a good location.
Yeah, I can't wait to see what you guys put out, man. It should be awesome.
Yeah, well, we've been working hard. Like I say, we're in the middle of editing the week before last investigation at Tribute Clinic with First Line Paranormal, and we didn't have a lot of things that happened, but we did a lot of experimenting,
right.
And the experiments really turned out good. I mean, we did some Estes methods, and then we experimented with some cell phones. To be honest with you, we would put a cell phone in the location, everybody go outside, and we would call that cell phone and have them both on speakerphone, plus have a Bluetooth speaker inside the house coming back to us where we could hear through the phone and the speaker at the same time. We actually got some EVPs doing that.
Very cool.
So we're just experimenting with new things, trying to figure out new ways of doing it, man.
That's what it's all about, man. You have fun with it. Before you know it, you're finding some really good evidence.
That's it.
You can't use the same old shit all the time. You can't. It's not 2005. We don't want our TV show back. Yes, move forward here. So have a good time with it and reinvent some things here. But guys, I appreciate you for having me on, man. It's been a good time, man. Some great questions, good comments, man. It's awesome.
Appreciate you being on here, man.
We really enjoyed having you, man, and thank you so much for taking the time out of your busy schedule to be with us.
Absolutely, man. Have me back. I'll come back.
Will do, man.
Most definitely, man. We would love to have you back.
All right, guys. Thanks for everybody for watching, man. I appreciate it. Come check out Dead Live Tour. It's gonna be a good time, man.
That's right, man. Right. Well, have a good one, brother. We appreciate it, man.
All right, you too, guys. Have a good night.
You too, man.
That was a good show, Brian.
Yes,
very,
sir.
very, very interesting guy.
Yes, sir.
I just don't know if I could be as busy as he is, man, with all the stuff he's got going
I know, right?
on.
It'd be fun trying to.
Deidre said, "What model cell phone? Apple or Android?" I'm an
Both.
Android man.
I'm Apple. Had both.
I appreciate you guys being progressive in the industry. Well, thank you, sir. Nikki said, "Yes, sir."
That's right. I want to apologize for Hank being in here barking like that. For some reason, somebody let him in.
Hey, you can't keep him away. Bailey's laying right there beside me. She just ain't barking.
You know how Hank is. After it's been an hour, it's time for him to start barking.
Yeah. Deidre said he's an Android guy. But just to reiterate a little bit on what we talked about earlier, Brian, we got that coming up. And we got that coming up.
That's right.
And we also have the Seaboard Station Restaurant in Hamilton, North Carolina coming up.
Yes, we do.
Busy times right now, man. And for the Ghost Walk, the video will drop Saturday. Tickets will start being on sale Saturday morning on pdregionparanormal.com. Click the events tab. The tickets is there, and it's going to be a limited number. They're gonna go quick. They're gonna go really quick. We're gonna do Friday and Saturday night. We're gonna have Our Haunted Lives. David Taylor from Paraflix is gonna be there. Laura Gaetano, Whispering Angels from PD Region Paranormal Ohio Division is gonna be there doing some spiritual readings. There's going to be a lot of vendors there. I think there's going to be some food trucks. Friday night, we will be investigating. If you buy the ticket, you got two choices, or you can buy them both. We're going to investigate Birmingham Drugstore, Hamlet Train Depot. Saturday night is going to be just the drugstore because the depot got rented out for a birthday party. So if you go Saturday night, since we're not having both locations, we're giving you a deal. You get to stay longer at the Birmingham Drugstore. So it's going to be a great event, great night. I can't wait to see everybody, man. Let's just have a ball, man. Pair fam. You know, that's what it's all about.
Plus, they get to see us crazy nuts. So tell them what we're going to do.
Yeah. Who knows what equipment we're going to drag out? Who knows what kind of tactics we're going to come up with investigating? Who knows what lucky person gets to go up under the Estes blindfold?
I will.
Nikki said, "Too bad I can't get the roost down there to fuel you with some iron beam."
We'll have Iron Beam for sure.
Oh yeah. And speaking of that, let's go ahead and give our bam.
Gotta have
Throw that big Iron Beam logo up there.
It ain't like I'm not wearing the shirt or anything, you know.
Yeah, I know. We got to support Fred.
Exactly.
And everybody remember to go to ironbeamcoffeecompany.com, put in promo code PD, just the letter P and the letter D, and you'll get PD Region's discount on some of the best coffee in the world. And Brian, 2 new flavors getting ready to drop.
I heard from a little bird that, you know, pumpkin AF is about to drop and maybe a frosted pumpkin. I'm not really sure. I heard it from a little birdie.
Well, let's hope that little birdie's right, because I'm going to tell you something. The flavors is amazing no matter what you order. I can't wait to try the peanut butter chocolate.
Buckeye.
Yep. I'm already in love with Ride or Die.
Yep.
Butter
I gotta say it for my sister. I like my pumpkin spice.
Oh Lord.
And she got me out in Ohio last time we went live to my pumpkin spice. Remember that?
Yep, I remember. Deidre said, "Parafam." That's right, brother. Big things happening, big things coming. And we got the merch links up and running. If you go to PD Region Paranormal, or you go to Parafam, you go to McAville, you go to any of the pages that's in the Parafam, we got the merch store up and running. You can buy Stellar, you can buy Parafam, you can buy PD, you can buy Ohio, you can buy McAville. You can get all the merch for Parafam there in one spot. You can mix and match it. You can customize them any way that you want them, and some really good deals in there.
They also have aprons.
Yeah, water bottles, aprons, coffee cups,
stickers.
And some stickers. They ain't no Iron Beam cups, but they're pretty cool.
Yeah,
Got got our logo on it. It's got to be
Yep.
cool.
Exactly.
But anything else I'm forgetting, B?
Not really. Anybody got any questions before we roll off out of here? The floor is to our viewers.
That's it. And until you get a question, I'm so glad your arm's doing better, man.
Yeah, me too. It still hurts a little bit, but you know how that goes.
Just continue taking your medicine, and physical therapy will be starting here pretty soon, and they'll get that joker working back like it's supposed to.
Yeah, I'm dreading that. The physical therapy part.
Yeah, especially whenever she grabs you by the fingers and just pulls it out straight like that.
Tell me about it. I can't even hold a cup in my hand with water in it. It hurts so bad.
Yeah. Well, that was a major surgery you had, man.
Yep.
Jason said, time to sleep, then it's Friday. You got that right, man.
Which, you know, actually, he'd be a time traveler because he goes to sleep and he wakes up for a different day. So, therefore, he's time traveling.
Uh-oh.
Food for thought.
Conspiracy theory. But yeah, we appreciate everybody tuning in, man. Stay tuned to Parafam Entertainment and PD. And tonight, Cryptic Trading Post is going live at 9 p.m., which is about 45 minutes away. And he has got a good co-host tonight helping him host the show, and that is Miss Donna Guerin from Mackinville Paranormal.
Donna.
It's gonna be a really good show. And next week, Paranormal Static. If I'm not mistaken, Brian, who's our guest gonna be next week?
The psychic housewife of New Jersey.
That's right, Miss April. We will have Miss April next week. That's gonna be a really good show too. So y'all be sure to tune in. Same time, same day, different week. Thursdays at 7 p.m.
Thursday in the future.
Yeah. Nikki said, peace out. Jonathan says she's going to be in Cody's hot seat. Nah, she's not going to be a guest, an interview guest. She's going to be a co-host. So
yeah.
They're going to be watching some videos and having a good time, brother.
It's going to be fire and ice.
Jason said, oh boy. Yeah. You know, it's going to be a good show with Miss April on there, Jason. And tonight, again, we want to thank Daryl Marston for taking the time out of his busy schedule to come out here and talk with us. Great guy. Everybody go to Paranormal Warehouse, Dead Alive. Show them your support, man. They're doing the right thing. They're doing it for the right reason. The prices are not out of this world like some people. Just awesome people, and you can really learn a lot from it.
You know, who knows? We may have to plan a Paranormal Fam road trip to one of these dead lives.
Yeah, I see it coming in the future.
Yep.
Jason said, we used to be good friends with April. Used to be or still are? Huh. There's a story there.
Tisk.
Yeah. But until next week, Brian, any last words for the good people, brother?
Y'all stay classy.
Later.